These ingredients are for 2 to 3 breads. It depends upon how big breads you would like to make. I generally make 3 breads out of this 6 cups of all-purpose flour. Raising of yeast is very important in this process. The yeast breathes on some sugar that needs to be added to it. This is 2 teaspoons of yeast with some sugar in it, and good warm water added to it. Here are the ingredients ready to make our bread. This is all-purpose flour, butter, salt, sugar, milk, and yeast is raising. We had closed it, we had covered it, and this is how you can see it's ready to start with a bread. We'll start mixing all these ingredients together.
Dry ingredients.
Yes, so the dry ingredients, we'll first mix all the dry ingredients together. Sugar, salt, we are adding butter to it. Now the yeast is completely ready to be added. The milk needs to be lukewarm. We are adding the milk to it now. You can add butter to the milk while you are heating the milk, and the butter gets dissolved in the milk, and it's easier to get mixed in the flour. We are mixing the flour together. The dough is mixed well, ready to be kneaded. We have kept some flour aside, sprinkle it on the board. And here we are into the final stage of kneading the dough. You are mixing the dough together. We have to ensure that we don't press the fingers. We are going to knead, if you see, we are kneading the dough with the help of palm. primarily. We are building the strands while we are mixing it together, ensuring that the strands don't break. We are extending those strands, rolling them together. And you can see there is a change in texture. You can see the smoothness. This is another way of building the strands. As you can see, you're just rolling it together. And throwing it on itself. Here's the change in texture. You can see the smoothness. You can see we are pulling it from one direction, from the right side, and we are rolling it over from the front. Now if you see, the dough has turned smooth, and we're going to take one test. It's called as the poke test. You have to poke the finger mildly, and we needed it a bit more because we couldn't go through the poke test earlier, and here we are ready once more to have a try. I'm pressing it, I'm leaving it. If you see, it's gaining its own shape. Which shows that a dough is ready to raise and to get fermented. Simultaneously, we are making the pan ready. We are going to keep the dough, and it's going to ferment and raise. We'll cover it with a cling film and leave it aside. For about an hour to hour and a half. Basically, the dough should raise to double the size of what it is. You can see here the dough has completely now risen, fermented, and ready to go to the next step. We'll take it off the bowl, and the next step that we're going to follow is degassing. The yeast which has caused the fermentation has created the gas, and we are going to take the gas off the dough. We're dusting the surface. with all-purpose flour. It generally takes 1 to 1.5 hours to get this fermentation effect. With this, we are actually only pressing to degas it. And then now the next step is we are going to cut the dough, or divide the dough into 3 equal parts. We have used 6 cups of all-purpose flour over here, and the batter is ready, the dough is ready for 3 breads. Since we have the weighing scale, we are trying to weigh it and cut it into 3, divide it into 3 equal parts. But it's not essential to have a, of course, measuring scale. This is the final stage, final process. This is called a stouting. We have oiled the bread pans. We are placing it one by one. In touting, you are it's a very simple process. You are just stretching the dough. If you notice, you are stretching it to make the surface of the dough smooth. And this is how the surface looks finally. A very smooth surface. Your dough is now ready for the second step. It's called the proofing, second proofing. We'll now cover it with a cloth and we'll make it stand for almost an hour or so. It's half an hour of standing time, and you can see the dough has risen quite well. The next step that we are going to do is we are going to set the oven to preheat. We are going to set it at 375 for half an hour. And by the time the flour will get ready for baking, and then we'll set it for baking. It's 35 minutes and you can see the bread is ready. Now we'll have to keep them standing for a while so that it's easier for us to take it off from the pan. Bread is ready to be taken out from the bread pan. And yeah, it's out, all ready to eat. It is essential that we keep it on some perforated surface so that because it's warm and it will take some time to by the time it becomes cold, otherwise it will turn the bottom surface soggy. So to avoid that, these three breads are kept on perforated surfaces for a while till the time they grow cold. Here's the final step. The bread. Our bread is ready to cut into slices. It is recommended to have a bread knife.
ब्रेड में प्रेस असं म्हणजे असं
We have our fluffy, soft, you can see the texture of the bread, light bread ready. This is ready to eat. And here's the baker, Satish.
Thank you very much.